Good morning, everyone. This is the Vermont House Committee on Commerce and Economic Development. Again, it's Wednesday, April 22nd, 2026 at 11 a.m. Continuing our discussion on HS 313, the career technical education bills. We have someone from the Tech Center, Devin. Great. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I prepared remarks. I hope that's okay. And then obviously,
Yes. Yep,
stop
that's
me
fine.
if there are any questions along the way.
Yep,
Um, and also, this is my first time, and so again, if I do anything that needs adjusting, please let me know, and I will do so.
certainly. Yep, if you could, at some point, just send your prepared remarks to Jonathan. Yes, it's on our page. Okay, perfect.
Already done. In
Okay, go
PDF
ahead.
as well.
Good deal.
Good morning, members of the committee and Secretary Saunders, if she is still there. Thanks for having me here today. My name is Devin Karpak, and I'm the technology education instructor at Otter Valley Middle and High School in Brandon, Vermont. My credentials are wide-ranging, including a diploma from Wyotech in automotive and street rod fabrication to master's degrees in vocational and technology education. My relationship with in technical education, CTE, started over 22 years ago when I enrolled in the diesel technology program at the Patricia A. Hannaford Career Center in Middlebury. That was one of the most meaningful decisions I have ever made. Everything that followed was directly influenced by that choice. I'm forever grateful to the teachers there, whom I eventually came to call peers. You may notice I am not presenting myself strictly as a CTE instructor. While I am endorsed in that area, I'm not currently practicing as a CTE teacher. In fact, that is where many of these issues begin, an uneven playing field. Currently in Vermont, some students can access CTE programs as early as ninth grade, while others must wait until 11th grade. Some students can explore these fields adequately from 7th grade through the time that they apply to a center at their sending schools. Furthermore, some centers are directly connected to a student's high school, while others are 30 minutes or more away. Not to mention our students with special educations who require special education supports. The environment that would engage them the most is one where they are stuck between the supports of their homeschool and the center, adding layers of complexity and limiting access. On the other hand, many students have access only to programs like mine, which operate in a liminal space. Not officially CTE, but focus on engaging students in technology, making, and future careers. This space between old industrial arts and modern STEM/ career focused programs has done a great deal of good, but it's not equal, it is not fair, and we can do better. As Vermont educators, we pride ourselves on pathways, but often we provide experiences and simply call them pathways. True pathways must have a destination. A traditional diploma and a hope for what happens after high school is not enough. We must connect our courses to after high school and the world of work. CTE does that, but our students need more support and more access. I'm here today to testify in support of Bill S313, an act related to the transformation of Vermont's career technical education system. I bring with me the endorsements of Renee Sanchez, Superintendent of RNESU, Matthew Hildebrand, Supervisor of Secondary Special Education for Otter Valley, and Jill Duty, Communications Coordinator for RNESU. Our team has been working with Transcend Education under a rural education grant to improve our career-connected learning. We believe that with the passage of S313, we'll be better able to connect our students with courses and opportunities that keep them engaged, improve graduation rates, and reduce the behavioral struggles we have faced for years. With this bill's passage, our school and CTE centers can begin the hard work of building a contiguous career readiness system. This is a true chance for our pathways work to have support and ultimately meaning. S313 will provide student and administrators and instructors more flexibility regarding where CTE takes place. It will allow students to access courses and exploratory programs sooner, allow programs to be more integrated where it makes the most sense for the student, better prepare students to make informed choices for their futures. Students make choices based on graduation requirements, course offerings, access, and personal ambitions. I cannot tell you how many times I've heard students perform the calculus of weighing these factors and ultimately opting out of a CTE path. Worse yet are the students who have no plan for life after high school because we couldn't support them in exploring their futures early enough. These students are the ones who keep me up at night. Those who do not or did not have the support in place to access career-oriented education. This is what is at stake with the educational reform. The future of Vermont students, and by extension, the future of Vermont itself. While this bill contains a great deal of good, we must remember that as stewards of the public's trust and treasure, we must ensure we have metrics to judge if these changes are effective. I encourage you to ensure that the bill explicitly includes data gathering devices before final passage. First serving every Vermont student demands it. S313's vision promises access regardless of geography, identity, or school. A claim that can only be verified through disaggregated enrollment, waitlist, and completion data across every CT center and sending district. Without such data, disparities remain invisible and unaddressed. Second, the workforce alignment goal explicitly references Vermont's most promising jobs and VT labor market information. Existing infrastructure that must be formally linked to student outcome tracking through post-secondary transitions, credential attainment, and employment. Third, the General Assembly needs accountability data to distinguish structural change from surface compliance, particularly for flexible delivery models, credit awarding practices, and governance reforms that could otherwise drift without explicit and transparent oversight. Without this infrastructure, Vermont cannot determine whether transformation occurred and whether students actually benefited or whether public investment produced measurable results. This bill is a vital step toward a better, more equitable system where students are truly prepared to enter the workforce, begin apprenticeships, or attend college. S313 is not perfect, and as I noted, is only a first step, but it's a step we must take for our students and for the future of Vermont. Thank you.
Thank you, Devin. Questions for Devin?
Yeah, so hi, Devin. Thanks for being here.
Hi.
Good to see you. So you started by talking about your program falls somewhere in between CTE and general education. It's part of the flexible pathway in your SU, or it's not, or how does it?
I'm an elective.
So it's part of general ed.
Yes, essentially. So myself, as well as approximately 30 other educators across the state, operate under the Design and Technology Education endorsement. We are the lineage of that endorsement specifically can be traced back to our building-based vocational, but more specifically industrial arts. So if you think wood shop, metal shop, etc. In fact, I incurred an additional $6,000 in debt in that second master's degree because my 2 CTE endorsements had no reasonable crosswalk. So that being endorsed, being licensed with a degree in vocational education, I wasn't able to go through transcript review to get there. I ended up having to essentially, the most direct way was another master's degree.
Sorry about that. That doesn't sound reasonable.
It is what it is at this
It's
point,
the
but
rule.
I'm literally on vacation with my family.
So
So
thank you.
that's why I'm here, because I believe in what we do. The team that I'm working with right now sees the need, not just on a personal level, but also our kids need access to these resources. I think Secretary Saunders' career navigation concept is exactly what we're looking at our district level through our Transcend grant work. And the other thing is that really struck me is that, like, and I hope my hand gestures while we were talking about students who would choose to drop out and pursue other pathways or modalities. I think ask them. Um, a lot of them are starting to plan in 6th grade to drop out. I've talked to 7th graders who are waiting, counting the days till 16.
Yeah, we need to find better ways to serve them and to make them understand that they do belong and that they have a place with us in our schools, and we appreciate it. When we talk to educators like you who are so committed to that, so thank you.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, sometimes it's just, how do we open doors for those?
I think one of the biggest thing is that when you're struggling with something, reframing it. And I think that's one of the things with the passage of this and also future legislation rulemaking and incentivizing our schools is if you're struggling with something, I think it was alluded to by several of you, is that don't just offer more of that same thing. It's like, I'm bad at math, or I'm perceived as being bad at math. Here's more math in the exact same delivery model.
Yep. Yeah, it's making sure our students can read. My son, he was in the fourth grade and still couldn't read. And we got him into special education, and the teacher he had, you would have swore he was reading, but he had memorized the whole book. And he knew exactly what was on each page by the picture. So we got him enrolled him in a different one through the school. And he finally learned how to read. And once he did, I mean, by the time he was in eighth grade, he was on the honor roll. So it's just, that's what kids need.
And that experience was very similar to my own. My parents realized that I was able to memorize things and able to do things like that, and it turned out actually I have essentially 20/20 vision. I'm wearing glasses not just to make me look smarter, but the reason is because of visual perception. And my parents found help for me and trained my brain so that I would be able to move beyond that limitation.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And I think on a personal note, like, school worked for me. Like, it worked for me, period. But I was able to navigate that because of strong influence from my parents and also just an innate curiosity for learning. We have students that don't have that.
Yep.
And those are the ones that I'm here trying to speak for, or at least elevate them, that they're here, they are heard, and we're trying to make it better for them.
We're with you on that.
Also, one other thing, and I don't want to take too much of your time. As I said, I'm unfamiliar with how these work. Two things. One, our work through this grant. I would love to continue any of these conversations, and also the offer and our intent is to act as a prototype school for some of these things. I think Secretary Saunders was alluding to technological issue supports. We're looking at a platform called SchoolLinks. We have time and time again where we make choices and then we disaggregate the implementation. Our PLP process, we're one of few schools that really has tried, and we still have a long way to go. Our team right now is looking at how we can implement implement changes that are going to further engage students, as well as make sure that we have a contiguous, as I said, career preparation system that starts in the elementary schools and follows our students all the way through. And we would love to be partners in that, be it through a bill or through rulemaking or through, hey, we'd like to try this thing. Otter Valley and RNESU is a place where we're thinking about innovative education.
Dave?
Yeah, hi, Devin. Dave Bosch here. Thank you for reaching out to us so we could make this happen. I really appreciate you taking the time. And on a further personal note, I have a niece who was one of those who barely got through her math requirements to graduate high school. And somebody opened the door the right way in college, and she works for NASA now, calculating trajectories to go to Mars.
That's
So
fantastic.
obviously a success story there.
Any other questions for Devin? Devin, thank you, especially taking time from your vacation. We appreciate it and hanging in with us and your patience this morning while we got through testimony.
It was also an enlightening experience as well. So like it was totally worth it. And I appreciate all of your time and being willing to hear from us. And what I wanted to make sure, as I said, like I wanted to make sure that we could speak to the positives of this. Because like a lot of times we have the CTE centers and we have the schools, and we're fighting the same fight. And I think figuring out ways to further work together, as I said, like provide more opportunities, but also make sure that we're maintaining scale, because the money only goes so far.
Yes.
And so,
And the big discussion is integration.
yeah. Thank you so much for your time. And if anyone wants to stop by Otter Valley, the door's always open.
Thank you for the invitation.
You can always watch streams of our committee meetings if you'd like.
I occasionally get into weird stints where I watch school board meetings and things like that. So I wouldn't put it past me.
Very good.
Thank you so much for your time. Have a
Thank
wonderful
you.
day and best of luck with the rest of the session.
Thank you. So Tom, did you want to?
Try and detail unless you-
Okay, it's up to you. I'll leave it to you. Okay. So I think that's it for this morning. Beth is going to do some drafting and she will join us again this afternoon. And we'll go through a redraft with some of the things that we heard today. And I think we're still on the path of getting this through tomorrow. We'll be waiting for Secretary Saunders to send in some of their recommended edits as well. And we'll talk those through tomorrow. And but I think the plan is to move this tomorrow. So with that, we get an early lunch today. So after lunch, we're on the floor. So let's come back in here right after the floor. And that give you enough time, Beth?
Oh, yes.
Okay. Okay, so we'll be back in here by